Alright y'all, this is DJ Powers Family Farm. What I'm going to do today is one of my most popular... Dog. Got a dog. Alright dog, go on. Go on. Carl. Okay, so one of my most popular videos on my channel was actually, it's called, it's like goat farming. It's like herd management and pasture grazing or something like that. But it's a very popular video. I don't know why. I think I did a little bit of clickbaiting on that on accident. But what I didn't get to in that video, which I'll do here in a second, is what my goal was for herd management and pasture grazing. So when I first started the little rental ranch, right? We had, there we go. So we had the barn. So you can see me good. Okay. So there's like the little teeny, we'll call this the barn, even though it was more just a shed. The hindsight's 2020. So then the fencing came off kind of at an angle, ran into another building, kind of went back, kind of like one of these kind of numbers. So the goats get out here and they come in here, or however it was, right? So in this main area here, the whole goal was to keep building more paddocks on top of the one I originally had. So had this been a perfect world and I could have kept building out, I would have kept making different paddocks. So you can pretend that this goes on for a ways, right? However direction, okay? So what I originally tried to do was I had a shelter like right here that was gonna more be of like a run-in shelter so that you still have places to go. So the whole goal was to take, so see this is a, that's a goat. So imagine more of those stick goats. So you'd let them eat this all down, then you'd have a gate, you'd run them through the gate, and then the goats would be in this paddock, right? So you let them eat this one down and you'd keep moving the goats. Same thing, if this was a paddock here, you keep moving the goats from paddock to paddock. That was the goal. Now in the video, I think all I did was show them kind of running around, and I didn't really talk much about what the actual goals were. But the goal would have been this. Now, since I had a smaller herd of goats, I think I had like 5 or 6 at the time or whatever it was, the time it'd take them to chew this whole thing down was like 2 or 3 days, something like that. So the goal was to keep moving them. So 2, 3 days, 2, 3 days, 2, 3 days, 2, 3 days. And then what I would do is you would look for signs that the grass is ready to be grazed again. So when they're done with the grass, that's a piece of grass after it's been chewed, right? It's flat on top. You'd hope that this paddock here, the original paddock, would have grass that had a point on it. I don't know if you can see that well. So once it had a point on it, I would know that this was good to be grazed on again. So that was the whole goal of that video, I think, is what I was thinking. But again, I was kind of newer to YouTube, and I was just trying to have content that people would actually want to watch. And you want to get people to watch and subscribe, and that was the whole goal. So this is what that video was meant to show. Now, as far as like herd management, again, you know, I think at one point I was thinking about taking the wethers and the buck and moving them, and then keeping the does in their own separate area. I kind of keep them so I could keep track of pregnancies and births and things like that. Never happened because it just, sometimes life doesn't work out that way. But I could have stepped them in a different way. So I could have, however you rotated them around, you could have started them opposite ends and moved the goats around. Then you could have done it in that way and saved your paddock grass from getting devoured down to dirt and taking forever to kind of grow back. Now, the whole point in doing it this way, because the biggest cost, in my experience, which is a lot of yours if you have goats, is feed cost, hay cost. And that fluctuates just like any kind of commodity. Feeds usually kind of stays kind of flat. You can get a sale depending on where you buy it from, but hay kind of tends to fluctuate. If you get towards the end of the season, you realize, oh crap, I don't have enough hay, you're going to pay higher prices, and then hauling of the hay and that kind of thing. So when you do it this way and you do rotational grazing, it'll cut down on those higher feed costs, and it saves your land here a little bit, because if you just leave them in here, this will become a dirt patch of nothingness. Nothing's gonna grow right, and it's a big mess. Now, something else to remember if you're doing it this way is how many animals you have and how big the paddocks are. So if you have really small, 'cause I have smaller paddocks, I have a lot of goats, but depending on the size, how many animals or what type of animal you want to put in here, it's going to change. It's going to be different every time. So this is what I was trying to get at when I was talking about it on that other video. This is just to recap that in a very broad nutshell, because I noticed on my YouTube dashboard, that is the main video that's watched, but there's a lot of like silly comments on there like, well, this doesn't make any sense, or completely get it. Again, I was newer to the YouTube and newer to what I was doing, so I kind of clickbaited you a little bit on there. My fault. So we'll try this again. This is what I was trying to prove or trying to do, and this is it kind of in a nutshell. It's a very brief and very broad explanation. There's a lot of what ifs that go into this, the animal type, your actual pasture type. You can go to your local co-op and see how they, they can grade you on how many animals you can graze in that particular land or whatever. They have a whole system set out to it. But this was the goal. So that's that in a nutshell. Now, comment down below. And what else would you like to add to this? Because again, I'm not an expert. I have a little bit of experience in it now, but I like to see what everyone else kind of thinks and how you kind of do your thing. So comment down below how you would do this a little differently or whatever I'm missing. Yeah, so that's kind of going to be it for this quick video. I just wanted to kind of respond to that other video and kind of show the goals and what I was trying to do. And I'll kind of come into these things more in depth as the channel goes on, but I just wanted to do a response to my old video and the comments I have on there. So again, this is DJ Powers Family Farm. Please like button and subscribe. I have a lot of good things coming down the next few months. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So hit that subscribe and hit that notification bar so you get a notification when these new videos come out. Everyone's having a great week. It is finally Friday, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. See y'all later.